Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's topic will be mistakes that I made when I first started playing. Now, I'm going to be making this video because in my previous video I talked about how I actually started playing the game. Now I'm going to talk about things I wish I would have known when I first started playing. So if you'd like to see the video of my introduction to the game, I'll leave a link in the description below. Without further ado, let's move on to the video. Alright, number 1. Spending your training points on a secondary school. I think the biggest mistake that I made whenever I was new was training a secondary school. I trained Storm whenever I was a life wizard because I thought if I trained Storm I would have hit harder. But in reality that wasn't the case, and I wish I wouldn't have done that. You know, training a secondary school without a mastery amulet, it's not really recommended. You should really just train within your own school unless you're going to, for example, ice. You can train ice up to Tower Shield. That's a very useful spell. Or you can go over to the Death School and you can train all the way up to Faint. I use those all the time. And then once you get to Crocotopia, you can train the Elemental and Spirit Traps and Blades that you get there from the Balance Tree. I actually recommend those training those that I mentioned because those are the basics that I believe that every new player should have. But I'm not going to go into depth about all the other things about Star School. Those are just the basics that I wish I would have known when I first started playing. Up next, we have selling your unwanted gear at the Bazaar. So for whenever I first started playing, I would sell everything that I did not want in the quick sell option in your bags. And while that is a good avenue if you can't, get to the Bazaar or you don't want to go back there, selling your gear at the Bazaar is so much more, you get so much more gold out of it. And I wish I would have known that. I would have probably made hundreds of thousands more gold if I would have just, went to Wizard City, went to the Bazaar, marked my location, went to the Bazaar, and sold all my gear there. Next one we have is accepting every quest that you see. Now, as you can see in the video, I have multiple pages of quests that I just don't finish, and they're sitting there. And in Wizard101, you cannot abandon your quests. So unless, you're going to finish them, I would advise just accepting some of the side quests that you know that you want or that are valuable to you, finish them out, and your quest log won't, look as, jungled. Next one up is discarding unneeded cards in battle. So whenever I started playing, I would not discard any of the cards that I just did not need because I felt like discarding. I don't even think I knew what discarding was or what it did. So I would literally just keep my cards and I would wait turn after turn until I got the right card that I needed. Now, I wish I would have known that you can just discard the card that you don't need, make your deck a lot smaller or whatever, and finish the game a lot faster. It's gonna help you a lot more, and it sure helped me a lot more once I started discarding them and getting the stuff that I needed to finish the battle. Coming up next for number 5, we have using your treasure cards. I used to never use my treasure cards because I knew if you used them, you would lose them, so I guess I would sort of collect them. But now in hindsight, I realize they're actually very helpful. And just an example, my Death Wizard, I would buy the Scarecrow spells, and they would help me a ton whenever through questing, and even helped level me faster because I'd get through the fights faster. You can even buy the Sun School enchant or the Star School spells at the Bazaar to really get through the fight faster, and in reality help you level faster. For number 6, we have decreasing your deck size. And I know it might make sense to max capacity your deck, but in reality you should actually downsize your deck to the things that you do need for a certain battle, or like just in general downsize your decks. That way you can draw the cards that you need faster, and like don't include things like prisms and until like you would need them because you're fighting against a school that your own school. So you could always add things to your deck depending on the actual fight. So before you fight, if you see like if it's like your school, hey, add a few prisms in there, or like add a little bit more shields if you know they're going to be a little bit harder hitters. But decreasing your size will help you level faster and get through the fight faster. Another thing that I wish I just wouldn't have done was buying gold on the crown shop. It is the biggest mistake that I think I've made because, crowns, they cost actual money. And like I said before, you can make gold through other means like gardening or selling your gear on the Bazaar, but don't buy gold on the crown shop because it's really just a waste of your real life money, and you can use those towards different things. So yeah, definitely, I would not recommend buying gold on the crown shop. Another mistake I made was buying pets on the crown shop. Now, it's a lot easier to hatch pets nowadays, and I would definitely recommend just going to the pet kiosk at the pet pavilion and hatching your pets there. You can even see the stats, because crown pets, they're first generation pets. They're not guaranteed any good stats, but while the pet pavilion, the pet kiosk, you can see what kind of stats it has, and I mean, you can even get some crown pets on there. So it's way just a better investment to like go to the pet kiosk and hatch your pet there instead of using your crowns on a mediocre pet. Well, that concludes my video on mistakes that I have made whenever I first started playing. Hopefully this helped all those new people who are watching, or if you even just enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, for I have more Wizard101 content coming. Have a good day, everyone.